My first Happy New Year. Happy New Year! How was your Christmas and New Year's? How is your New Year going? What have you been up to? Christmas was really interesting for me. We were in England. I live in Spain. But this year we went to England. I went for a funeral initially, but my family decided to join me there. So we all spent Christmas there. It was an interesting experience. I'm still processing the experience because it was very interesting. I've got very comfortable where I am in where I live in Spain, and it's all very quiet. I do what I want to do when I want to do it. It's all I have around me who I want to have around me. But in England it was different because we went to stay with other people, and then it's different. There are people in your environment that you wouldn't necessarily put yourself in that environment. It's just because you're there. So I had lots of lessons going over this Christmas and New Year. Lots and lots of lessons that I am processing at the moment that I will get back to you with when I have deeper understandings of them. But it was very interesting. Very interesting. One of the most interesting things was when we think of, well, when I think of being in my own energy. And while I was away, I was around other people a lot. And although I know I need space to be able to remain in my own energy, to keep myself in my own energy, I can be around others for a while, but then I'll need to recharge. I need to get myself back to full strength before I can enter again. But it was kind of really put into practice at Christmas and New Year's. It wasn't put into practice. I didn't put it to practice. I didn't put it to practice, and it didn't go very well. But it went extremely well because it taught me many lessons. So yeah. It was an interesting place, you know, when you are learning something, and not only are you learning what you're learning, but you're learning the theology of what you're learning, but you're learning the practice of what you're learning, and then you're learning how to use the two of them together, the theology and the practice, and it all makes sense to you, and it's all working nicely. Yeah, it's a very interesting experience that I will make videos about when I've finished processing. Hello there, how are you? I am here today to do some readings, energy readings, if you're interested. My name is Bridgitte. I'm from the UK. I live in sunny Spain. That was one of the things I was so happy to get back for after being in the UK for Christmas. The sun. The sun. Oh, it was glorious. As I walked off the plane and the sun was shining there, it was like, wow. Energy started coming back automatically just from being in the sun. That was why I left the UK, because I couldn't take the weather. I need the sun. I need the sun in my life. And it was very white, these white clouds that feel heavy, really heavy. For the whole time I was there, there was, the sun is glorious. The sun is glorious. Vitamin D. Oh, there's nothing like it. Nothing at all like it. Yeah. So I am here today to do some energy readings. If you are interested in having a reading done, let me know. Comment below. Comment, say hello. Happy New Year to you. Where are you from? That fell out. Let's see what you're saying. Let's see what you're saying. I'll share it with you. It says Tabitha. It says a witch, healer, magician. Yeah. So I am here today to do some energy readings. If you would like one, let me know and I can give you a reading. Maybe while I'm waiting, I should do a collective one. That might be nice. If you would like a reading, let me know. You can let me know where you're from if you're interested. I'm from the UK. I live in Spain. Sunny, sunny, sunny Spain. And I am here today to do some energy readings. So if you are interested, let me know and I'll come to you. Hey Nettle, how are you doing? Happy New Year to you. All right, Nettle. I'll come to you, Nettle. Where are you, Nettle? Where in the world are you? Where in the world are you? That's so funny. Where in the world are you? Can be interpreted in a few different ways, can't it? Nova Scotia, nice. It's Canada, isn't it? Nova Scotia. Nice. All right. Nettle. Happy New Year to you too. Nettle. 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 Let's see what these cards are saying for you. Nettle. You have an energy with you. What can I tell you about this energy? I was swallowing a lot. When I swallow a lot, usually the swallowing a lot comes with this feeling of heaving. It didn't come with the feeling of heaving. So I feel like usually the swallowing for me, it represents somebody that passed from a terminal illness. But the fact that I'm not feeling any kind of heaving, no sickness around it, although they were sick from a terminal illness, I don't feel that they had treatment for the illness because I'm having no reaction at all to this illness. So maybe this person passed before the illness before they needed treatment, or it was too late to get treatment, so they didn't have treatment. There's definitely no treatment though, but there's definitely a feeling of them passing from a terminal illness. May this reading be for the highest good of Nettle. Nettle. I'm trying to understand what I'm feeling, trying to be able to, I'm working on putting it into words to be able to express what I'm feeling. It's an interesting feeling. It's not something that I've felt before. The swallowing is, but this other feeling is a bit different to something I've experienced before. So I'm just working on feeling it so that I can express it, because at the moment I'm struggling. It's like a feeling. I feel like this is the person showing me this. It's like a feeling. Initially, I had two feelings. The first was that my stomach was a hole, so I felt like there was something to do with the stomach, and then I struggled to breathe, so I feel like there was struggling with breathing as well. I should just say what I feel, isn't it? It's like sometimes I feel like they're yeah. It's too straightforward, but that's the way I'm receiving it. So let me just deliver it the way that I'm receiving it. Nettle, may this reading be for the highest good of Nettle. May you receive the information you need, and may you be open to receiving it, Nettle. Nettle. All right, let's see what the cards have to say for you. What message has come out? The King and the Three. The King of Hearts and the Three. Your sister passed away years ago from a terminal illness. Did your sister have a child? Because as I was shuffling the cards, I was saying your name Nettle, but at some point it changed in my mind to nephew. And it was like, why am I, is this me that changed it to nephew? Sometimes I question myself. So it was just this moment of, was it like a natural mistake? You know, sometimes when you repeat something enough times, it can automatically become something else that you end up saying. But yeah, she has children. Okay, nephew. Okay, so that would be highlighting her children. They're your nephews, aren't they? Or nieces. They're your children. They're your nieces or nephews. I'm hearing the name Catherine. The name, I didn't bring my book here again. I need to remember that book when I come here. Catherine for me is a representation, a key word for princess. Someone being called princess. It has something to do with princess. Maybe she called one of her children princess, or you call them princess. Maybe she was called princess. That's your sister. Is your sister called Catherine? Was it actually her name? Or because Catherine for me is a key word. Sometimes it does come out that the person's name's Catherine, but it's not often that it's like that. Yeah. All right, let me read the cards. So there's something else that wants to be said. Kathy. I got goosebumps. She showed me sister as well. She showed me that you are her sister, because I heard the name Maxine. Maxine for me is sister. It represents sister. Maxine. I'm telling you the word as well, because obviously Catherine made sense to you. So Maxine might as well. But like I said, these for me are keywords to let me know something about the person. Is there anything to do with... Oh, it was her name. It was her name. So it didn't matter whether it had to do with princess. It was her name. All right. So the cards. The Three of Spades, which tells me it's a spirit message. And the Four... Not the Four. The King of Hearts. This is telling me the king and the three together are like, whoa. They're super powerful. They're the most similar for me of the cards that I read. The three and the king, of all the numbers, these are the most similar. The king is somebody that has a lot of wisdom, that has had a lot of experiences to gain that wisdom. They've learned a lot through their life. So you have learned a lot through your life, not just in this lifetime, but many lifetimes. You are an old soul, so you're very wise because you have learned in your lifetimes. You have learned. You've put the effort into learning. And the three is somebody that is very creative, doesn't really fit into the norm, whatever norm is, but you're kind of always outside the box, and you enjoy being outside the box. You enjoy not fitting in and not being the same as everybody else, and being a bit peculiar or weird. It's a nice thing for you. Sometimes it would have felt that it didn't feel particularly nice because it's like you just want to feel like part of something, and it always felt that you were not part of something. But I feel like with this wisdom, with the king, it's like you're comfortable with being in your creativity, in where you are, and you don't necessarily. And the three is also somebody that I see as a genius, somebody that has a unique ability, but there's no but. Somebody that has a unique ability. The thing with the three and the king together is that this is showing me that that genius thing of yours, whatever that is, and it doesn't matter if it's the same as what a lot of other people are doing, because how you do it will be different to how anybody else does it. You are unique unto yourself, as we all are, but you are open to experiencing that. Many people are not. So the three is that you have this creativity, you have the inspiration, you receive messages, and you are very connected to source energy. And the king is about you sharing this creation, this genius self, this version of yourself. What generally is the problem is that with the idea of not feeling accepted, it's that, but who will I share to if people don't really understand what I'm saying? But who you share to will understand what you're saying. They will be who need to hear you. It's not everybody that needs to hear you, but whoever does hear you will be who needs to hear you, or that benefits from hearing you. And it's overcoming this part of yourself that the king, who is the sharer, but overcoming this idea that, but what you have to share isn't relevant, isn't important, or you don't know enough about it, or however you're justifying that you're not moving or sharing this thing. This is your thing. This is the thing that is going to create a lot of harmony in your world, because the three is, it's a message of in search of a oneness. It means that you've been looking outside of yourself to feel complete. When you share your truths, when you share who you are authentically and allow people to see this version of yourself, that is your truth, that is you complete, that is you whole, that's you in your full glory. Full glory. It's interesting as well because there's some number play in here. We have the 3, and then on the king it's got 4 hearts on the edges. So we've got 3 and then we've got 4. And then we've got 6. We've got these hearts, but there's also these hearts on the flower. So that's like 6 hearts now. And then we've got 7 spades. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's like 3, 4, 6, 7. So I feel like part of your message is what's missing within this. We've got the 3, 4. which is you being the genius and taking some action, which is the 4, towards that. And we've got the 6, which is expansion, planting seeds, putting energy into this thing that you've put action into. And then the 7, that is a lot of action. It's the 7 is all about action. The 6 is how you're thinking and nurturing what you took action for with the 4. The 7 is the physical work that needs to go into creating it. So let's say you were a farmer, you need to turn the soil to be able to plant the seed. Now you have to do the physical work. You have to water the soil. You have to check things. You have work to do, no? But the 5 is missing. So I feel like what's happened with you is you got inspired to share something. You took an action towards this inspiration that you felt, whatever that action may be. That action could be something as simple as telling somebody about your inspiration, because the 4 is, it's not the biggest action. The 7 is the work. The 4 is just the decision really that you made. So the 3 is that you got this inspiration, divine, divine inspiration. The 4 is that you took an action towards this divine inspiration. And like I said, the 5 is missing. So it's like, and then I've got it on my screen. The 5 is on the screen. Is that there wasn't a balance. You didn't come to a balance once you had gotten to these points. So now you're on the 6 and the 7. The 7 will feel really frustrating because there isn't the balance. It's like you are putting effort into this, although there is fear, because the king is that there's a fear around you sharing. And the 3 does want to fit in to a certain degree. So there will be like a fear of what will people really think of you. But you have taken an action towards that at some point. It's not going to be that far behind either. And you are putting energy into building the work and doing the physical work. But what's missing is the gratitude of the inspiration, the gratitude of your knowledge, the gratitude of where you're coming from, where you're moving towards, whatever it is, or wherever it is that you can experience gratitude. Bring yourself to gratitude, because that is what will help you remain in a higher vibration to be able to finish with the sharing, to get to the point of actually sharing. At the moment you're on the 7, the sharing would be the 8, the manifestation of everything that you're creating here. Everything that you're creating here, to be able to stand tall in all your glory. I started with that at the very beginning, no? I don't know what made me go to that at the beginning. I can't remember. But yeah, this is really pushing you to continue doing what you're doing, trusting in what you're doing and trusting in where you're going, so that you're able to move beyond the idea that, but what if people don't like me? You will see that you have a lot to offer. And it's just having that confidence in yourself to be able to share. I know it's not that easy. It's not that easy when you want people to like you, when you want people to understand you, when you want people to connect with you. But like I said, you are someone different, and we're all different. We're all unique in our own way. So there won't be everybody that's ever going to like you. There could be a lot of people that like you, but there could also be a lot of people that don't. And it's no representation of you. It's of where they are, not you are. So you will attract the people that you need to attract, that you will be able to help through this knowledge that you're sharing. This is really powerful. This is proper genius energy, like, you're like a prophet, you could say. You have a story to share that is going to impact people in profound ways. And it's simply to share that story, whatever that is for you. Very beautiful, Nettle. Very, very, very nice. And I love that it's coming from a spirit message, and your sister was quite forceful in showing herself, in showing herself. So it feels like she's like, come on, come on, you can do it, you can do it, you got this, girl. Yeah, I hope that makes sense, Nettie. Hey, Shan, how you doing? Hey, Carol. Shan, I'll come to you. Let me just drink a little bit of water. Where are you guys from? I am in Spain. Thank you, Nettie. You're very welcome. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. I haven't you. What does that mean? Massachusetts, nice. United States. United States is a very big place. It's like someone saying they're from Africa. It's like, yeah, well, it's even worse someone saying they're from Africa than the United States, because the United States is states. It's funny. All right, so Shan, I am coming to you. Shan. You've not seen me? Okay. Hello. For a while. I was in the UK for 3 weeks, and I've just waited till this week before I started again. Gave myself some days off before I started again because I needed time to process. I'm still in my processing. Still in the processing, but I'm ready. I was ready to get back on a live today and do some readings. I did my pick a card readings this morning and they were so beautiful. I was excited to get on the live and do these ones as well. Yeah. So, Shan. 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 May this reading be for the highest good of Shan. Shan, may you receive the information you need. Shan. And may you be open to receiving. It's too many. It's too many. We'll keep that one though. Ugh. There's lots there as well. Let's see. All right, Shan, we got the 8 of clubs. The 8 of clubs is a message. Happy to see you too, Shan. Happy to see you too. 8 of clubs is a message around personal growth. That's the clubs for me. And the 8 is a message of universally inspired changes. So it tells me that this year, or you're in at this moment, moments that there will be changes within you. This is, the 8 for me is universally inspired changes. So it is something physical that's coming into the world. I'm going to give you some examples so that it can kind of, I'll give you some examples. So the 8 would usually be like, I don't know, going on a holiday somewhere. You're in an awakening. Going on a holiday somewhere, meeting someone, getting married, having a baby. It's like these big things. Moving house, traveling. It is big things. But when it comes around personal growth, this is really making me feel like you're 44. It's really making me feel like you're 44. You don't need to tell me how old you are. It's like, it's hitting somewhere in me. So I'm going to give you an example, though, of 44. Because when I was 44, I received these numbers. I'm going to go back. When one day I was in my bed and I heard in my mind, I should read a standard deck of cards. At this point, I did not read any cards other than these ones that had not been made at that point, that are on my own cards. They're based on animals, and they were not even these cards at that time. They were just a small little bit of paper that I had written on, and that was that. Everything else I did was from everything around me, or palms, or pictures of faces, or things like that. But I had not used cards before. So I heard that I should use cards. And I heard the message for each card. I wrote it all down. I did not understand it. I went back to it a couple of months later. I was like, okay, it's kind of making sense. And I started practicing with these cards. And then a couple of months later, it was my 44th birthday. And on that day, I was like, okay, I'm 44. So what number is that? That's 8. All right. So this was just me in my own mind, my craziness. All right. So 8. What did I do when I was 8 years old? Because now I want to understand how this 8 is going to affect me, how I'm going to be affected by this 8, with the little understanding that I had at that time, because that's 5 years ago now. Should you journal? If you feel like that's what you're meant to do, I'll always say trust your own intuition. The fact that you're saying it means that it's something that you feel sounds right, that doesn't sound off to you for you to say it. So if it feels right to do that, then do that. This is not really about journaling though. I wrote the things down because I heard them, not because it was just like a random thought. I heard this is what you're meant to do it. So I'm copying everything that I heard. So on my 44th birthday now, and I didn't have a lot of experience with the cards at that point because I heard the messages in September. I didn't start using the cards until I think November, and then my birthday was just a month later. So I'm like, right, what happened when I was 8 years old? I went to Mauritius for the first time, my mum's country that I hadn't been before. It's completely different culture, it's different everything, different language, different food, different everything. 8. What happened when I was 17? When I was 17, I moved into my own place. When I was 26, my husband and I became partners. When I was 35, we had twins and we got married. So I was like, ooh! So 44, what's that going to mean? Hey, Frozen Vapor. So what's that going to mean? This is like a really exciting year, and me, for the whole year, I was waiting and waiting and waiting for this amazing thing to happen the whole year. And then it turned to my 45th birthday, so I'm no longer 44. So this manifestation that I'm expecting, where were you? Where are you? On my 45th birthday, I realized that was the manifestation. The whole cards were the manifestation. The understanding of the cards, the whole concept of reading these cards, that was my manifestation. It's like the biggest thing that could have come out of me. It teaches me everything about life. So, and it allows me to share what I learn from life with you. So the 8, and for some reason, I think maybe because it's the clubs and an 8 that's come out, it's bringing me to this story. And I feel like the point of that story for you is that it's not necessarily, although this is a physical thing for me, the numbers are a physical thing. They follow me everywhere, and I use them constantly. But not just that, but I mean, they are, everybody uses them constantly. They're in everything we do, numbers. So there's something really easy to read. But not just that, but they for me, these are a physical manifestation in my world, because obviously I'm able to use the cards through them, or any cards. So you want to communicate with your guides. So this for me is about you having some kind of manifestation that you are going to receive something big within you. Something big within you. Something that you have been working on, because the clubs is about personal growth. And to get to the 8, the manifestation, means you had to have done the work from 1 to 8. So you have been, that is your manifestation. So you have been putting work into this. So whatever the work is that you've been putting into, it is to communicate with your guide. So that work, you are going to experience the manifestation of that, which is the communication with your guides. You will receive that. It's yours already. If you haven't experienced it yet, it's something that you will experience. It's just allowing the manifestation to come to you, trusting in your growth, trusting what you're doing. And also, this is showing me, because this is an 8, but it's also got 10 clubs on it. So it's also showing me that you can have this tendency to, but maybe I should have done that. Maybe I should have done that. Or what if, it's the what ifs with the 10 actually. What if this happens? And what if that happens? And you can go into a negative momentum of your what ifs. But let go of the negative momentum of the what ifs, because they're not useful to you with this manifestation. They're never going to be useful to you with any manifestation. The what if it don't work? What if I'm not doing good enough? Why do I still do the same thing I was doing? It's all part of your growth. It's all part of learning. And every time you do something that you consider to be wrong, you're learning from that thing that you consider to be wrong. So it means it's reaffirming how or where you're moving towards, where you want to be, who you want to be. It's just making your roots firmer and firmer and firmer, because the more you know in clarity where you're going and who you want to be, the firmer and stable you are. The 4, this is the decision that you made. This feels so loving. It feels like it feels like a little bundle of love. It's really beautiful. The 4 of Hearts, it's around relationships. I feel like this is just highly on yourself, though. It could be to do with somebody else, but it doesn't feel like that. So the 4 is that you made a decision. I feel like the decision you made was a decision to love yourself, to be more caring towards self. I think that's why this personal growth is coming out, or the manifestation of your personal growth is coming out, because you're doing the work. So the 4 is that you made a decision. That decision is likely to be something that, let's say, for example, it's just a random example. You decided that, okay, every day before I wake up, I'm going to spend 5 minutes feeling gratitude. That's it. That's pouring love into yourself. That's making a decision that benefits you. It doesn't just benefit you in that moment, but there's 6 hearts on this, and the 6 is all about expansion. It's all about growth. So the love, or this action that you took, that you're bringing into your world, or that you took into your world, is expanding the love. It's expanding it. I want to see what they are. 4 again with the Queen. There's 4 spades on the card. Queen for me is a number 1. But it's showing me 8s. This is a 4, and there's 4 spades on this card. So this is like 2 8s now. So your manifestation is definitely coming. I feel like a lot of the work that you've had to do will be, some of it will be around the should I. Oh, no, not the should I. What ifs, coming out of that energy of the what ifs. And some of it, I feel, will be coming out of an energy of the Queen energy. The Queen, lower vibrational energy, is someone that really needs others' validation to feel that they're doing a good job. So like I said here, when I mentioned the 10, with the clubs here, there are 10 clubs. When I mentioned that, I was saying, You could, let's say, be saying to yourself, but I should be better than what I am now. I should be doing this. I shouldn't be acting in that way anymore. This is the kind of telling yourself off. This is not nurturing yourself. And the Queen, she's a bit good at that. She cares for everybody else, but not so much for herself. So she's very good at validating other people, but not herself. She seeks that validation from outside of herself. So if you are working from a place of insecurity about who you are and doubts about your decisions, that will pull you into a lower vibrational Queen, which means that you then really, it's like a need for other people to tell you, to validate you, a need for other people to feel useful within yourself. You don't just feel useful by yourself. You have to be helping somebody to feel useful. But just your existence is useful. Just your existence is sending energy out into the world that is touching other people. So your energy and a high vibration means other people are naturally that little percent happier just because you're here. That's it, without you doing anything. Look at the screen as well. My screen is showing 4-4. It's all over you, Shan. It is literally all over you. It's all over you. It really is. It's like, how many 4s can we be shown? Changed to 5 now, but it was a 4. All right. The Queen energy as well, I want to say, is coming from somebody that when they were young, they didn't really get the attention that they required, that they would have wanted. So it means that you kind of sought after that attention in other ways. That was one of the reasons you became the carer. Because in being the carer, it means that you're able to always be useful to other people. But sometimes we don't always feel useful to other people, even though we're the carer. Maybe they don't appreciate what we've been doing, or they're not expressing the appreciation, or they're just disrespectful and they just don't respect what you're doing for them. And you would have had people like that around you because you have the 9 of clubs. The 9 of clubs, again, it's a personal growth lesson. But the 9 is a message of come on in out of the rain. It tells me that you've had quite difficult experiences with people in how they've treated you, being disrespectful towards you, lying to you, cheating on you, just hurting you emotionally. And the 9 is somebody that grows up very independent, struggles to ask for help and struggles to receive help because of the independence. This is like a withdrawn place. So it's somewhere that you're moving out of, this withdrawn place. This is one of your lessons, no? The manifestation of the 8, and then that helps you with the 9, the not closing yourself in for fear of being hurt, but opening yourself up of opportunities and the potential of what could be there in your world rather than what has been there in your world. The 9 is like this rucksack of pure emotion of where you've been, what you've experienced. The 9 is also in higher vibration, the opportunities that you're walking towards, the doors that are opening for you. So it depends on which energy you're in, depends on what you will experience with the 9. But the 9 within this is a lesson. It's definitely a lesson for you to learn to let go of. The 9 for me is like, if I think of it as a physical thing, I think of it as an autumn tree. It has to let go of the leaves to be able to move on to its next phase. And it's exactly the same as what we need to do. We need to let go of certain things that we're attached to that no longer serve us. I spoke about this today, just before I come on the live, actually. I said, it's a little bit like a rubber. I don't have a rubber. You stretch a rubber, and let's say this is where you've been, and this is where you are now. Where you've been is all the people that you had at that time, the beliefs that you had at that time, the understandings, the knowledge, is all of that time. but you stretch that rubber, and all of this in between is everything that you've learned since this time. And as with an elastic, you can stretch it to a certain point, and then it will either break or flick back. No, but you can only stretch it to a certain point. And that's what I feel that happens with the 9. You can come out of where you are to a certain point, but because you have not let go of this point yet, you can't move beyond that point. This point stays there because this point is still there. If this point gets let go of, the elastic would go here. From here, you're able to start again, a different way of being, a new way of being, a new beliefs, new ideas. And you've already got these new ideas because you're here. This will not feel comfortable anymore, this place. The relationships in this place, the people in this place, they're different frequency to where you are now. You're no longer this person. But if you're still working from the emotions of this person, that will be what keeps holding you back in that place. You will only ever stay in that place because you're always connected to this place. Hope that makes sense. And then the 7, look at that, 7, 8, 9. We've got 6 as well, and 4, no 5. 7, 8, 9. You're definitely moving beautifully. 7 is and this is around career and finance as well, the 7. Is that you've put work into something that is helpful to your career and finance, to your financial abundance. This work that you're putting in, I do feel it's all connected, that this work that you're putting in around your personal growth is going to be what helps you with your financial abundance, with being able to work in an environment that promotes you, that lifts you up, that makes you feel good about what you're doing. The 7, though, is a message of perseverance and patience. So it tells me that you have been putting energy into this perseverance. You're very good at perseverance. But the difficult part has been the patience, the allowance of it to come to you without the doubts of whether it's the right thing, whether you've done the right thing, whether you're doing the right thing, whether you're going to get hurt, whether people are going to let you down, whether people are going to lie to you, whether you're good enough to be able to get it, whether you're able to do it by yourself without needing other people to tell you how amazing you are as you're doing it. You getting the idea? So the 7 is it comes with a lot of frustrated energy because it doesn't believe in what it's done and what it's doing to grow. But you have done a lot of work. You're doing a really good job, and it's about nurturing yourself, the 6, nurturing yourself. And with the 4, it's trusting in the decision that you made and keep nurturing yourself through that decision. That will keep you in a high vibrational queen. When you're in the high vibrational queen, the message for the queen is you have all you need. What else could you want? It all starts flowing to you. It all comes very easily and effortlessly. It's just a few little tweaks. And those tweaks are not something that you really have to, I have to fix this, I have to fix this. They're not things that you have to fix. There's nothing wrong with you the way you are. They're just things that will automatically drop away as you walk towards the newer version of yourself. You will make different decisions. They automatically change a lot of things in your life. Leading to forgive. Yeah, if you have to forgive, if you have something in you that you have to forgive, that will be the 9. The 9 is probably the biggest battle within this. The 9, I believe, just through my own experiences, because all of these cards and what I'm telling you come from my own understanding of self. So I believe for myself, the 9 is the most difficult because it is letting go of attachment. Is letting go of attachment to the things that you have known already. And when we're walking towards something we don't know, it's difficult because it's uncomfortable for us. We don't like things we don't know. The ego doesn't like it at all. Don't like walking towards things it doesn't know. So it will always be uncomfortable, but we can't always look at what we've known Because if we look at only what we've known, it means that we're creating more and more and more of what we know. But we don't always want what we know already in our world. We want something different. We want something that makes us feel happier, calmer, more peaceful, more harmonious, more loving, more whatever it is. We do not want the same things to keep following us unless they are serving us. And the 9 is all about, like I said, letting go of whatever isn't serving you anymore, to allow yourself to become the newer version of yourself. And that's when you will start attracting people from the higher, these doors opening, the opportunities coming, instead of the weight of the, but what if this person hurts me? It will open the door to different beautiful experiences. It's just dealing with that rucksack, which takes time. That's all it is, time. Time, and just you're already putting the energy. You're already aware of self. You're already aware of what you're wanting to work on, what you're wanting to change, where you're wanting to go, who you're wanting to be. You're already aware of all of that. So this is just allowing your emotions to not dictate how you get there, because the emotions make it hard. They make it very hard to get somewhere in flow. Yeah, so that detached feeling is definitely something that is useful. Wrong cards. All right, I hope that helps, Shan. Beautiful energy. You have a very beautiful energy. You have done so much work. You should feel really proud of yourself. Really, really proud of yourself. Don't know what you have to forgive or what needs forgiving, but that is a very human thing as well, because when we are in love, there isn't forgiveness, because there isn't no judgment on what's right or wrong. The judgment of what's right and wrong is so subjective. It is what's right for me is maybe different for you, maybe different for the next person, different for the next person, different for the next person. We're all so different. And it's all so subjective. So really, the only one that puts the emotion into anything that creates any feeling of needing to forgive means that it's an emotion that is not based on love. It's not based from love. So I'm always thinking, I like love. I love love. So my aim is to always work from love. I don't always succeed, but it's the aim. Every minute of every day, every second, every minute of every day is the aim, to work from a place of love. You're welcome, Shan. You're very welcome. You're doing a really good job. Hey, Horizon, how you doing? Hey, Flacca, how you doing? Hey, Sean. Hey, Tia. Please have a beautiful Monday. I'm already having a beautiful Monday. I went for my walk later this morning. I usually go for an hour walk at 7. But this morning, the lady that I walk with had the day off. So we went for our walk at 9 o'clock instead. So I made my pick a card readings. I did that before I left. They will be posted tomorrow. Keep a lookout. So I made them, and then I went for my walk, which was 2 hours today. It was glorious. It's like, I was going to say primavera. It's like spring outside. There were all these flowers growing. So, because we had so much sun. Well, there's always sun. But it was really warm last week. Today is freezing though, but it was very warm last week. So the flowers started coming out. Oh, look at this. I took so many pictures. It was glorious, glorious, glorious. So my day started amazing already, and now I'm here. So it can only, things can only get better. You know, I've always listened to that song and thought, you have to be in a bad place to be saying that things can only get better. But I mean, they can be good and you still want them to be better, no? We don't have to start at the bottom to want more, to want better. It's very cold in Massachusetts. Yeah, it's very cold here as well today. Our neighbours came. They have their holiday home next door. And they were like, woo, it's cold. I said, yep. It's definitely fresquita today. It's definitely a fresh day. All right, so is there anyone here that would like a reading? And I will come to you. You will be my last for today. I'd normally be finishing now, but I can stay for one more. If there's anyone here that would like one. You would. Sean. I'm going to come to Sean. Sean. Happy New Year, Tia and Sean. I think I said it to you already, Carol, but Happy New Year anyway. Right, Sean. This tapping thing that I'm doing is something. Sean. What is that? Generally, if I'm tapping, I think of it as impatience, but this doesn't feel like impatience to me. It feels more like a musical thing. Yeah, I feel like music is going to be something that comes up for you, Sean. Sean. May this reading you love music. Sean, there's someone around you. Sean, I feel like you're having an awakening. I feel like you are seeing things. You know, we have our eyes that are the illusion, really, because, I mean, sometimes they're really nice to have. I wouldn't want to live without them. But, I mean, they're quite limited. They perceive things in their illusion. But when we see from the third eye, it's a completely different way of seeing. Yeah. It's really throbbing. And then this... The drumming that I was doing at the beginning is kind of all very... It feels all very shamanish. I feel very in the world of shamans at the moment. This type of energy, this kind of healing energy, but you have someone around you as well. And I feel like this person that's around you, not necessarily that they were that type of person, but I feel like maybe they helped you to open up to these ideas, or there's some kind of connection between someone that's passed and this particular way of being or living. Yeah. This person is very secretive, though. It's like I can feel the energy, but they're not showing me anything. Anything. May this reading be for the highest good of Sean. May you receive the information you need, Sean. And may you be open to receiving it, Sean. Yeah, it's not this. I'm not meant to be shuffling them. I'm coming to my calabash. You understand? Great, you understand. I'm glad someone does, Sean. All right, may this reading be... This is my calabash. My calabash is full of names, songs, quotes, and energy animals. It also had... The sound that you're hearing is some stones and some... what are they called? Chimes. Some chimes. So let's see what comes out from here. This is where I'm being told to go. And may this reading be for the highest good of Sean. May you receive the information you need. And may you be open to receiving it. Got heart. All right, let's see what your messages say. Ooh, it's cold. All right, so you got a heart chime. Beautiful. Seeing all the colours from... It's like there's a fire in the background. I don't know what it's from. There's no... Oh, yeah, there is a fire. It's a candle. Let's see if you can see it, yeah. Yeah, there. Little fire there. I'm like, there's no fire around. It's right in front of my face. So the heart will tell me around relationships. Could be with yourself, a partner, family, friends, or colleagues. And then we have... We have the name Nicole. It says heart problems. Names for me are generally not the name of a person you know. They're like a keyword to describe something to me that I can share with you. So if I hear the name Nicole, it takes me to somebody that had heart problems. It could be somebody that has passed already. There's definitely somebody around you. Their energy is very much there. So it could be somebody that passed from heart problems, or maybe it's somebody else. There's somebody showing themselves that passed from heart problems for you. The number 18. Ooh. Well, this is really interesting. I've just seen this in a completely different way. Your father, okay. Your father passed of heart problems. I'm seeing this as in a different way. It's always been shown to me in that way. So I'm going to hold on to the message of the heart problems. But I'm also, there's a heart on top of the heart problems. So I'm feeling like, and also 18 is 9. It's the number 9. The number 9 for me is a message of come on in out of the rain. It's that you've been withdrawn a lot of your life. You struggle to open yourself up, open your heart up to allow others in because of difficult experiences that you've had. You've had people that have hurt you, people that have lied and cheated and not treated you very well, not respectfully. So it's led you to a place that you haven't wanted to just open your heart to people, or you struggle to open your heart with people because of fear of it getting hurt. And it's being shown to that, it's being shown very strongly, that message. The one is a message, for me it's about the roots, the one. It's all about who you believe yourself to be, your belief system, your identity. That's the one, the roots. And the 8 is a message of universally inspired changes. So it's telling me that there is a relationship here. It could be with yourself, like I said, a partner, family, friends, or colleagues. It could be with everybody at this point, because it is a manifestation. And if you change your heart, everybody else's around you becomes different. Our world is a projection of where we are within ourselves. So if your heart has been hurt and you're reluctant to open it, it means that the relationships that you've had would have been quite difficult. When you're in a relationship like that with a 9, it's a bit of a tug of war. You want to be loved and you really want to love. It's not that you don't want these things. You do want these things. But allowing yourself to open up to being loved, especially when you're feeling insecure, will be quite difficult. So it's constantly kind of learning that you're not working from where you've been. You're not working from this place of hurt and pain. You're moving into a new place of love and support. This feels like a new relationship. It feels like you are moving into a new relationship, either with yourself or somebody else. And there is this manifestation that you have wanted for it to be better, for it to be a more fulfilling relationship. It will take work though, because the manifestation is here. This person is coming. Do you have somebody? It would be interesting, because you don't particularly feel like you're with anybody from me. But that could be because of the 9 energy, that there is this separation of you and others. But this feels like a manifestation of someone coming into your life that is there to help you open your heart up, to help you with that part of your learning, understanding. And the 9 is the opportunities that come from this manifestation. So the opportunity of you having different people in your life because of this relationship, or you becoming somebody else because of this relationship. Yeah. Orange creates. You're not, but you are speaking to somebody. Yeah, that sounds like it. I asked him his favorite color last night and he said silver. Okay. Silver, a silver heart. Whoa. I love things like that. And there's quite a few chimes in here. I think there's like 5 chimes or 6 chimes. I'm not sure how many there are. And there's stones. And I just put my hand to feel any of them. I don't know what it is before I pull it out, but woohoo! All right, so this is really about you. We've got the color orange, create, exactly. It's like you have the option to create from where you've been, create from what, I even spoke about this already. Create from where you're coming from, or create from where you're going. And what would have been happening with you so far is you would have been creating from where you're coming from, with this rucksack of trauma. But you're being asked to put that down and create from a place that is open, a place that you are able to receive the love that someone wants to give you, and for you to be able to give the love that you have openly, willingly, without the fear of, but what happens if it doesn't work? What happens if it breaks down? What happens if we break up? What happens? Life happens. We move on and we experience new things, and it's just part of life. But the creating is, what do you want to walk towards? Are you walking towards relationships like what you've had, or do you want to walk towards a different type of relationship? It takes the creating. We are the creators of our own world, and your world relies on you to create it for yourself. So, well, co-create it, because we're the thinkers and the feelers, and then the universe is the giver. We send out and they give. Look at this. Look at this. Ooh, Sean, I'm so loving this. I'm so happy I stayed for this. Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey. There can be miracles when you believe. From him, yeah. Yeah, it definitely feels like a learning process, because it's not just the 1 and the 8, but it is the 9 as well. The 1 is about your roots changing, your roots being tested at the moment. That means that there's somebody around you, or you yourself, that are questioning yourself and questioning who you are, what your beliefs are. There's something happening within you. The 8 is the manifestation, which I feel like it is somebody. And the 9 is the opportunities that come from it. The 8 doesn't have to be a partner. It could be somebody that, like you said, somebody that you're going to learn from. Somebody that helps you to open yourself up. There can be miracles. It's like trust in the manifestations that are coming. She came out the same year you were born. Yeah? Wow. Came out the same year you were born. I'm not even going to compare when I know her from or when she came out in my life. Let's forget that. Yeah. Oh. We have the name Shelley. It says verbalize your truths. Yeah. When we've been hurt a lot previously, and we've got people that have let us down a lot, we can look at the whole world in that way. Like that person, she's your favorite. I really love her too. That's why she's in my, there's a few of her in the calabash as well. Is there? There's another one. Hero in there. I like her. Yeah, when we have a lot of emotional baggage, many times I think that it becomes really difficult to express how we feel, because we don't really understand how we feel. It's like such a bag of emotions that we've not looked in to know that, this emotion is this, and this one, yeah, I remember feeling that in this place, or this one is connected to this, and I don't actually need that one anymore. It was only that time and I've never needed it again. But when we have it all in the bag, any potential people coming towards us, we're using that bag to vet. But we don't know who these people are. You don't know what they have to bring into your world. So verbalizing your truths is about you really looking in that bag and being honest with yourself about what you see, and be honest with other people about what you find, so that you help other people as well to be able to understand you. And you help you to understand you. You feel very much like me, Sean, to a certain degree. There's something really familiar about you. And I feel that what it is like when I speak, I have sound walls. And what I mean is, like, there's certain people that I will call or even send an audio to just because I need to speak. And the point of me speaking is that I'm hearing myself. It's not just speaking just for the sake of speaking. It's like there's something going on inside of me and I need to speak it. I need to hear it. It's almost like you're listening to somebody else so that you can hear yourself. Because many times we don't hear ourselves when we speak. So the sound wall is that it goes to this thing and then comes back at you. So you're able to hear it as an observer rather than as the speaker. And what that allows me to do is it allows me to hear myself. What's the advantage of hearing myself? I don't know. I'm being silly. The advantage of hearing myself is that I come to a lot of discoveries about myself. So if I hear myself say something like, yeah, but I don't like that, and I don't know. I don't know. Straight away, when I hear I don't know, I know that's one part of myself that is extremely defensive. I call it the ego of defense. It's extremely defensive and it blames everybody else. So as soon as I hear myself say I don't know, I know that I'm in victim mode. I don't want to hear anything that anybody else says. So once I know that that part is up front, anything else I hear and I'm hearing I don't know, I'm ignoring that because it's no longer relevant. I know that part is there, it doesn't want to hear, but I want to hear what's being said. So I continue listening. Then maybe something else I hear, and it's like a rationalization or logic that comes through that without speaking it, I wouldn't get to. And I feel that you're very much like that. You're somebody that needs a sound wall to be able to hear yourself, to be able to understand what's really going on inside yourself. So verbalizing your truths will help with that, because when you verbalize your truths, you're hearing yourself with your truths. There's lots of times. There was one time I went to the beach and I heard, write, who am I? So I wrote, who am I? And then it was like I had to just sit there and write whatever came out of me, which was verbalizing my truths. It was writing my truths. When I finished, I looked at it. Well, as I was writing these truths, I'm looking at the piece of paper that I've written these on. And I'm like, but that's not true. But that's not true. But part of me believes this. So part of me believes it's true. Whether all of me does or not is irrelevant. That part of me that believes it's true is the part that will create resistance. The rest of it doesn't create resistance. All of the part that knows that this is not the way, that it doesn't align with me this way, it aligns this way. All of that part is all aligned, it's all fixed and ready. But this part that doesn't want to acknowledge anything or doesn't want to see something, it's part of the whole. Without that part being part of the whole, we can't feel whole. So as I was reading, I'm like, yeah, that doesn't make sense to me. I don't think that, but part of me did think that. So I had to work on that. And I think verbalizing your truths is really for you anyway, because sometimes it could be to speak your truths to other people, but I don't feel like that for you. Yours feels very much about you dealing with you. And maybe this person has come into your life just to help you to be able to deal with you, maybe to be your sound wall for you. Because the other person, the sound wall, is not somebody that necessarily has to say anything. They might, but they don't have to say something. It's really about you hearing yourself, and they give you that space to hear yourself. So verbalizing your truths, I feel, is really important to you, because I feel that it will help you to understand, like some of the things that when I was writing, who am I? Some of the things that come up was, I'm a crap mother and a crap wife. I know, and I'm an amazing wife. I know, and I'm the best mother I can be at any moment in time. I can't be any better than I am with who I am at this moment. So whatever was written was not a truth. It was a belief that was being held about myself, but from this rucksack of emotion, and not from where I stood on that day. It was from the rucksack. So when you're verbalizing your truths, you're able to dip into that rucksack, question some of these beliefs that you still are carrying around, so that you look at them and know whether they're your truth now or not. Because we're changing, we're always changing, and truths do change. They do change because our belief changes. So once our belief changes, our truth has to change. And that's just what happens. Yeah. So there can be miracles. You are doing a lot of beautiful work to help yourself. And I know that at this moment, it's going to feel like a bit of a struggle to you, because it is a lot of work that you're having to experience, that you're dealing with a lot of emotions. And when we're dealing with a lot of emotions, it's difficult. It's hard work. But your therapist told you yesterday to start writing things down. Yeah, I mean, verbalizing your truth, it is to speak it out or to write it down. However it is that you express it, but it is to express. Sometimes I think that there are certain things within us that we're so in avoidance to, that even to write it down feels too hard. So my advice on them things, draw it. Take pictures of something that has representations of these emotions, these feelings, so that you're able to see them. You're able to kind of hold them in your hand, look at them, and yeah, this don't really work for me anymore. Not really. Nah. There you go. I told you, you feel very similar to me. Very similar. I like to paint as well. I like to paint. This is one of my girls and I paintings that we did together above the mirror. Yeah. They were so young when we did it. They were like, oh, it's like fireworks. But I love to paint. I love to paint. You feel very similar. You have a very similar energy, and use your creative skills to help you with your emotional battles, because you'll find a lot of release within that. A lot of release within that. Creativity, when you've got a lot of emotion, is an amazing thing, because you allow these emotions to flow out. There's an allowance when we're creative. I did a lot of energy readings, reading people's energy, and then a drawing would come out of the energy that I felt. That was a really beautiful thing as well. I think that you would be really good at that as well, because I do feel like you're an empath. You do feel other people. You feel very similar. You feel a bit like my twin. Very beautiful energy. Not because you feel like me, but you just have a really beautiful energy. Really beautiful energy. Very expansive, always growing, even though you might feel that you're restricted in many ways sometimes. You are always pushing to grow. You don't like stagnancy. You like adapting. You like versatility. You like everything that is pushing you to grow. And as long as you keep moving to that, no matter how stagnant you feel, you're always moving. You hate feeling everything in the room. Yeah. 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 It's kind of, the way I think of the feeling everything in the room is kind of touching energies and letting it go. I touch, I let it go. I touch, I let it go. I touch, I let it go. So I can touch the energy and I can feel what's going on with that energy, but I'm not sitting in that energy. I'm not allowing that energy to bring me to it. And I'm not holding it like it's my own energy, because it's not my own energy unless I go to that energy. So there's sometimes I'll go into a room and maybe my knee hurts or my head hurts or something hurts. I just tell myself it's not me. I send out the love to whoever it is, because I don't know who it is. I don't need to start going around, who has this, who has this. I just send out energy of love towards that feeling. And it's not me. I was going to say it wasn't me, but it's not me. Because it can get really intense sometimes, the feelings that you can feel inside your own body as an empath. And once, like I said, you claim that feeling's there. It's very difficult to get rid of that feeling. So remind yourself that it's not you. It's not you. You start to ask yourself now, are these your feelings or do these belong to someone else? Yeah. I just put it all to it. Somebody else. All of it's to somebody else. Even if I feel something and it could be me. Nope, it's somebody else. I don't want it. I don't want it. Everything about this body is flowing nicely. I'm not interested in anything else other than it flowing nicely. Anything else is somebody else's. So even if it is my own body, I've already told my body, don't even think about entertaining whatever it is you're thinking about entertaining, because it's not mine. It is not mine. If I'm getting a cold, I'll say to my husband, like most people will say, I have a cold. Me, I say, there's a cold visiting, but I'm such a crappy host that it never stays very long. They don't like me because I'm a rubbish host, and let me continue to be a rubbish host. I love being a rubbish host. It's the best thing to be, a rubbish host, so that these things don't even bother. They don't even bother come to me. Just move on. You just want to flow. I just want to flow, when you state it like that, means that you're not at the moment, means that you're not in that flow enough at the moment. It's looking at yourself through eyes that are lack, not through eyes that are doing what you're doing to the best of your abilities to do them at this moment, and that you are flowing as much as you're possibly capable of doing at this moment. I am flowing. I do flow. I enjoy flowing. Flowing feels so good, especially when you're being creative and it just, whoa, it just comes out of you. Flowing is a beautiful thing. And when you speak about flowing, speak about it as you are it, rather than I just want to flow, because that's telling me you don't believe you are it. It's a belief that you're not it. And that's not nurturing to yourself. It's not uplifting self. It's not benefiting you. You don't have to say, the preference is to say, but I have to say again, it's like there's this, this hardness with yourself, Sean, that you are with yourself. I have to say is telling yourself off. I have to say this. You don't have to say that. It's just more beneficial for you to say that. I am flowing. It's definitely better. I am flowing. I enjoy flowing. I enjoy being in the flow. I enjoy when everything is flowing around me and everything feels so easy. These are the kind of statements that will help you be in flow, because what we're creating, the verbalize. And these are your truths. What you speak are your truths. So allow your truths to work for you. Yeah, very nice, Sean. Very nice. I don't even want to leave you. I could be here all day with you, but I have to go. All right. Thank you for all coming to join me today. It's been wonderful having you in here. I'm in the flow. Everything comes to me easily. Oh. Beautiful. Oh, you're leaving me coming off this live high. Very nice. So I will be back. You're welcome, Sean. You're doing a great job. I will be back on Wednesday. Same time, same place, 1 p.m. CET. Friday, again, 1 p.m. CET. Tomorrow and Thursday, I post the pick a card readings. The same time, 1 p.m. CET. Pick a card readings. And yeah, they were beautiful. I loved every minute of them. 3 piles, and you pick the one that you feel most drawn to, or any of them, or all of them. And they offer the advice or guidance that you're meant to hear, that you are meant to hear. So, with that in mind, if you have liked this live and you are not subscribed already, please hit the subscribe button, like, love, check out any other videos. There's a million there. And I will see you soon. Take care, guys, and a happy new year again. Bye.